Okay, this is a somewhat hasty video, so the sound may not be absolutely perfect, but hopefully the video won't be that long either. This is a video about how you could manage useful layers that you use often in QGIS. And to demonstrate that, I have just a few project with just a few layers, some raster data, and let's see where to go. And when we zoom in, I have some building polygons as well with different styling on them. These layers come from different sources. Some are QGIS, some are on a server, and they come from different locations, and they are absolutely possible to find in the browser in QGIS, but there may be layers that you use very often that you want to have directly accessible, and that is when favorites are really useful. I have one favorites folder, but that one is for everything. So I'm going to try something else. For this to work on a local machine, my own machine, without sharing it with anyone else, everything should just work fine. But if you are wanting to share this with others or use on multiple computers, we may run into a problem. But to minimize that problem, you go to the project properties and you make sure you have absolute save paths in your project settings. And I save my project as well. This may not be enough, but we'll see. Next step is all layers that I have. I may want to change the name to something useful. And so on. I'll just use this layer as an example. And I have styled it the way I want and so on. And you see the source here is QGIS database. So I'll right click, export. Now you maybe can't see that, so let's do it like that. Export as layer definition file. You can reach that through layer menu as well, I think. Save as layer definition file. And now comes the part that is useful. Let's create a folder in my QGIS folder that we call useful layers. That, and this is buildings with measurements, QLR. Like that. Okay. Now let's chance it. Remove everything. Yes. Discard. I navigate to that folder. Let's see. Is it so nice? It's called new layer. Okay. Useful layers like that. No. And add as a favorite. Now I have my useful layers as a favorite. And there we have buildings with measurements. I can add that and done. In this folder I can add layer definition files for any variety of layers and even groups of layers. So for instance, I could have a vector source in a grouped layer that consists of multiple vector layers, and the group can be saved as a definition file, like this, like one row, and possible to add with ease. Okay, now comes the part that we need to check. Let me find a file browser, and we have useful layers, and we have the file, and I need to open that with a text editor. And oops, let's check this one. Source, DB name. I guess that will work. Let's try another file-based layer. So we'll new layer, discard that. Just take countries here. Let's see, the project is in absolute mode. Okay, and I think I need to save that. Like test 2. And now I export the layer definition file to my useful layers folder, calling it world simple. Save. We have it in that layer there. It works just fine. And let's see the source. Source. No, it works. This is the complete path to the source file. If you're on a Windows machine, the source string will look different. So I'm not sure if you can share QLR files between Windows and Mac or Linux machines, for instance. Not sure. Anyway, if it was a relative path, it would have said on my system like that. And then I could have edited this text file to the complete absolute path to the file. And if I had a grouped layer with a lot of layers at the same location or with the same relative path, I could probably have made a find and replace in the text file for that. So that was the thing I wanted to show you. And you could create directories inside this folder to make categories for your... Can't move it. But I can move it in the browser. Like that. You can make subfolders. So if you have a lot of useful layers, they can be categorized in this way. And this folder, if everything works with absolute paths, you can just zip that to an archive and share it with others, and they can unpack that locally, or you can share it in a shared folder on the network and add that to your favorites. And that way you can share useful layers and useful styles, because in the definition, the layer definition files, the styling is also saved. So that was my quick tip for this video, and hope you can use it. See you next time.